Welcome to the Bendat Basketball Centre on this rainy Friday evening in Perth. It's the 2015 Smarter Than Smoking West Australian Netball League Grand Final. Tonight, the West Coast Warriors take on the Perth Lions to be champions for season 2015. The Warriors, they finished top of the table come season's end and got here courtesy of their first semi-final defeat of the Southeast Demons. The Lions took the long way around, defeating the Coastal Sharks in the second semi-final 60-52, and in the preliminary final sending the Demons out in straight sets with a 48-41 victory. Joining me tonight in the commentary box, or desk as it may be, Caitlin Bassett. Welcome, Caitlin.
Thank you.
It should be a cracking game tonight. We were both talking before about the potentials of what could go on tonight, but it should, on past results, be very close.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to pick. I think both teams have some fantastically strong players, and I think it's going to be a really tight game, which we're looking forward to.
Head-to-head this season, the Warriors defeated the Lions in round 4 by 8 goals, 52-44. Then in round 12, they played a 54-all draw. A very interesting game, that one. And round 15, the last game of the regular season, the Warriors got up 56-51, winning by 5 goals there, courtesy of a 18-12 goal last quarter there in that last match. It's certainly set up to be quite a battle tonight, and especially I think at the shooting ends.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to see Perth Lions have Annika Lee-Jones back this week. They were missing her last week with her being away in Canberra for the Tall Timbers program over there, so I think they'll benefit from having her height in the shooting end this week.
Undoubtedly, you can hear in the background the respective teams being introduced tonight. We'll just go through them for you very quickly. For the West Coast Warriors, a goalkeeper, Brooke Walker. Goal defence, Andrea Gilmore. Jessica Eels is a wing defence. Elise Roberts starts in the centre. Moomin Tapia at wing attack. Lisa Millman at goal attack and goal shooter tonight. Starting Stephanie Cooper. For the Perth Lions, Alice Coakley at goalkeeper, Maddie O'Regan at goal defence, Michelle McKee at wing defence, Hayley McKee's moved into the centre, Ingrid Collier out to wing attack, Tess Kransberg has moved to goal attack, and Annika Lee-Jones is a goal shooter. And I think one of the battles tonight will be between the defence of the Warriors, Gilmore and Brooke Walker, up against Annika Lee-Jones and Tess Kransberg, who was in great form last week, Tess.
Yeah, definitely. I think Andrea Gilmore is a very experienced player. She's had ANZ experience with the West Coast Fever and the Adelaide Thunderbirds, so she's going to be really important with that experience in the defence end. Unfortunately, she's not as tall as Annika Lee-Jones, who is about 195 centimetres tall, so she's going to have a tough job on her, but the great thing about Gilly is she reads the ball really well, and she'll be hoping to pick off a lot of ball before it actually gets into the circle.
And you mentioned experience there. They also have experience at the other end of the court. The Warriors with Lisa Millman playing 266 games. She's a games record holder for the West Australian Netball League.
She's an absolute stalwart of this team, and she's done a fantastic job. She had a baby just recently as well, so it's fantastic to see, a mum being back on court and the games record holder. What a title to hold.
Absolutely. One she can be very proud of. The toss has been won by the Warriors, and they will take the first centre pass. And they'll be working, as you see it on your screens, to the left. The Lions working to the right. Just waiting for the officials to get things underway tonight. And our umpires tonight, Justin Barnes and Paula Ferguson. Now, the listed emergency umpire is Laura Payne. However, Laura hurt herself in the previous game, so I'm not sure if she'll be out on the bench tonight. We'll have to find out from the officials at some stage. But the game is underway, and the Warriors have turned it over, and it's the Lions with possession just seconds into the first quarter. A strong drive there from the Lions. A stepping call there, Caitlin.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to be quite nervous, so we might see a few turnovers, in the first few minutes here. But I think it's, whichever team settles the quickest will be the one who puts the first score on the board.
So the last two games we've webcast have featured the Southeast Demons, and the Demons came out at a cracking pace in both of those games. This seems, even within the first minute or so, has a little bit different tempo-wise.
Yeah, definitely. The grand final always brings with it a few nerves, and like we see another turnover just right in the shooting end. So
Kransberg turning the ball over there. They're pressing well, though, the Warriors early. The Lions can't seem to break out at this stage. A nice ball ends in the hands of Annika Lee-Jones, and she puts down the first goal for the match.
A nice high feed going into her. I'm sure we're going to be seeing many of those tonight.
Once again, the Lions with the centre pass. And patience once again being shown. There's a call there. And a great crowd in tonight too for this grand final. Earlier on this evening, they saw the Rangers get over the top of the Coastal Sharks in the under-18s, 46-38. And in the reserves, the Coastal Sharks made it 4 from 4 when they defeated the Demons, 41-37. And there's another goal to the Lions. 2 to love at this stage, but ball in the hand of the Warriors. Norman shooting. No, that was a pass. We'll give her a pass for that one. It's ended up with Kransberg. Sorry, I think I got that wrong around there. That was Annika Jones who got that one. Sorry. A bit confused with all these changes going on in the forward line. Cooper scored the first for the Warriors. It's 2-1. Just barely 2.5 minutes to go.
Nice
Jones with
mid-range
another one.
shot there by Annika. It's good to see a tall shooter taking some mid-range shots.
Another whistle. Some work between Gilmer and Tapia there. That was a feature of their first semi-final win, the work, especially of moving Tapia in attack, but they've turned the ball over. Lions still with the ball.
Lots of penalties early, isn't there?
There is, and they've just worked into a shooting position through a series of penalties there. And Kransberg misses her first attempt, but Jones puts it down for another goal.
I think that's going to be really important for Lions tonight, is that Tess keeps putting up those shots in the goal circle, knowing that if she does miss, that Annika Lee-Jones can pick up those rebounds for her.
4-1 at this early stage. Still 11 minutes to play in the first quarter. The West Australian Netball League Smart and Smoking Grand Final. Here come the Warriors again. Looking for that avenue. Tapia working around the circle there. It's ended up with Millman. She shoots and it's in. Her first goal for the evening. Second goal for the Warriors. The score 4-2 in favour of the Lions. But it was a Warriors centre pass. Infringement straight from the pass there, so it's back in the hands of the Lions. Kransberg again. To Jones under the post. She drawn a foul, Caitlin?
Yeah, that was good positioning from her. And she got the ball, hands on the ball first, and Ingrid obviously used to putting in that high ball when we worked together at West Coast Fever, so I'm sure she'll be eyes on looking into the circle for that pass.
It's in the hands of Kransberg again. And she puts that one down. Out to 6-2 in this early stage. 5 minutes played of the first quarter. They've made a fast start here, the Lions. Oh, a bit of a Hail Mary almost, that ball, but it's been put down by Cooper. The third goal for the Warriors there.
Great intercept there.
And that was a feature of the Warriors' first semi-final victory too, their interceptions.
Jess Eels, fantastic matchup for Ingrid Collier. They both have speed to burn. I think that's going to be a really important matchup tonight in the game.
Well, Millman's got her hands on the ball again after scoring the fourth goal for the Warriors. 4-6 in favour of the Lions. And Millman's got it again. She's looking for for Cooper, Stephanie Cooper. It's another one to Cooper. Clawing back now, and the Warriors have the ball again.
Another turnover on their centre pass. They're going to have to be careful about that, because Warriors certainly can score quite quickly.
We haven't seen too many centre passes come out without an infringement, have we? Is that a sign of how much pressure's been put on in other parts of the court, or perhaps a bit of nerves?
Yeah, I do. I think so, especially breaking on the centre pass. It shows that the players are really eager to get over that line, and takes a lot of discipline to make sure that, you know, they're behind the line, and the whistle is all about timing. So I think they're one of those infringements, though, that can be tidied up really quickly and totally unnecessary. It's really frustrating when you lose a centre pass.
Cooper scores again to tie it up at 6 goals apiece. 8 minutes to play in this first quarter. Millman with her hands on the ball again. And that's a good lead there from Annika Lee-Jones. Sorry, it's Stephanie Cooper. She's put it down. They both look very similar when
they do. They both have the plats going tonight. I think Lisa Millman's going to be really important in setting up the ball and the feed going into Stephanie Cooper. She is more of a holding shooter, so she is going to rely on that workload going on out in front of her.
And that was Annika Lee-Jones scoring for the Lions. Puts them back out, level at 7-all.
Shell McKee just got a hand to that ball.
It's Stephanie Cooper again. She scored.
Definitely a lot more confidence from the Warriors in attack, which is nice to see.
8-7 in favour of the Warriors after falling behind by up to 4 goals at one stage, but they've very much back into this contest. Early stages yet. 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Oh, good take.
A 2-on-1, and she's still got that ball. Fantastic. And I can see Andrea Gilmore already starting to float off into that 2-on-1, hoping to maybe have a swipe and pick something up.
And Kranzberg makes the most of the opportunities created there by Annika Lee-Jones and scores. It's back to 8-all and
nice tip by Alice Coakley, and tried to take the throw in as well. Unfortunately, not her ball. Defenders are very sneaky like that.
Oh, they are. That's another goal, though, to the Warriors. The Lions with the centre feed. A little bit more patient.
Jess Eales just contesting every single pass. I think the Lions need to make sure they put a few fakes in there and let her overrun the pass and then pop into the back space.
Well, certainly at the moment, young Annika Lee-Jones is on fire. She hasn't missed one yet. It seems to be a bit of a mismatch down there.
Yeah, definitely. I do think the Lions missed her last week, and although they performed very well, and Hayley McKee even popped back into the goal shooting circle, which I don't think we're going to see tonight.
Nice take there from Stephanie Cooper. And she's shooting well as well. And 10-9 in favour of the West Coast Warriors. 5.5 minutes to play.
It's a little bit too much on that. Maybe one more pass needed before they looked into the circle.
Lee-Jones was certainly waiting for that one. She just a little bit too deep for her. Being patient again, the Warriors.
What a great take. I think once again, like Rochelle McKee last week performed extremely well, and the West Coast Fever girls kept saying, oh, that wing defence, she was amazing. So I'm expecting the same performance from her tonight.
Millman shooting, but no, not a shot. She's passed it off to Stephanie Cooper, who's put it down. 8 from 8 for Cooper. And it's 11-9 in favour of the Warriors over the Lions. And they're moving the ball forward again, the Warriors. A hand on it there from Kranzberg it is. She's a long way up the court. And she's staying with Andrea Gilmore, though. She's not letting her go anywhere by herself.
No, Gilly is a very good attacking player, so you need to make sure following her down the court, not letting her get any easy ball.
This time the Lions working. Trying to find that opening. Oh, you nearly saw, you could read that from here what Andrea Gilmore was going to do, and she's ended up with the ball in her hand eventually.
She's very smart at reading the play.
She let Kranzberg go that 1 or 2 paces off her, and then just timed herself perfect, didn't she? When she had to go, she went.
Fantastic closing speed.
That place, I was going to say that play has ended up being a score for the Warriors, but it hasn't, unfortunately. But they'll get the ball back in. I think Millman will be passing back into play. Good. Thought it was a good hand from the Coakley there, but
I think there was a hand in the back as well.
Cooper shoots and scores, and that's another goal to the West Coast Warriors. 12-9 with just over 3 minutes to play in this first quarter.
A mini lead. They're just pulling away a little bit.
Kransberg to bring it back in. One of the features of the head-to-head contest between these two teams has been the change in leads during the games, and no one ever seems to really get a handle on the game.
Yeah, definitely. It's once you have the lead, it's really important to really put your foot down and push it out. Yeah, not as easy as said. Not as easily done as it is to say.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not easy to say. Here come the Warriors looking to extend that lead. It's out to 3 goals at the moment. Bit of a speculator, that one. But it's going to be in the hands of Lisa Millman for the Warriors.
I feel like Lisa Millman's job in the goal circle is not really as a shooter at the moment. It's more setting up the goal shooter.
Well, that's Cooper's first miss, but she's got the ball back in her hand. Umpire's having a chat. Oh, goes down. That's a 4-point lead now to the Warriors with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter of the West Australian Netball League Grand Final, the smarter than smoking West Australian Netball League.
I wonder if we're going to see any changes at halftime. It wouldn't surprise me if Ingrid Collier popped into the centre and her and Hayley McKee swapped positions. Just give it a little bit more drive and perhaps let her pick up a bit of ball in the mid-court.
That's another one to the Warriors. It's 14-9. 5 goals in their favour now, closing into quarter time. And this would be when you'd start thinking about, we need one back. The Lions got a shot underneath the post, courtesy of Kransberg. That was an important one to get back at this stage, 10-14.
And it must be so tempting for the Lions just to want to look long and bomb it into Annika Lee-Jones, but they have to be patient.
Warriors with the ball. Just on a minute to play. They want to extend that lead. It's at 4 goals at the moment, 14-10. They're still working it around the circle, and that... Ooh,
great take.
It was an excellent take. The pass didn't deserve the take, but they're still working it around. They're holding possession well, the Warriors. Well read by Coakley there. She got a hand on the ball, and it's against Tapia, that one.
Great tip and great follow-up as well.
26 seconds to go. Can the Lions drag one back just before quarter time? And well played from Lee-Jones there to get it back to Kransberg for the goal. I'd say that height advantage is starting to be a bit of a tell there.
It does, and it just means they can score so quickly. You know, I'm sure we're going to see it in the ANZ Grand Final on Sunday with Romelda Aiken. It's just that ability to score so quickly.
And that is quarter time in the smarter than smoking West Australian Netball League Grand Final. 14 goals to 11 in favour of the West Coast Warriors over the Perth Lions, and quite an entertaining quarter of football. Netball.
It was unexpected. I thought Lions would have come out a little bit stronger at the start, but they definitely struggled. And Warriors put their foot down and did take the score out a little bit further than I expected.
One thing that has been a bit of a feature at one end has been the work you talked of between Millman and Cooper. And Cooper's obviously, you're shooting and I'm working it for you. And at the other end, Annika Lee-Jones, she's certainly been their focal point, and at times has made it very difficult for the defenders.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Andrew Gilmore is trying to sit back and double and try and combat that height mismatch they have in the circle. But in the same time, she can't afford to leave Tess Cranberg by herself for too long, because she will open up, and we know she's capable of shooting. She played fantastically well last week, and we don't want to leave her alone for too long by herself.
Now, there's probably no bigger name in WA netball than Jill McIntosh, and one of the great honours in West Australian netball is to win the Jill McIntosh medal, and that's coming up on Friday, the 21st of August at the Perth Convention and Exhibition Centre. It promises to be an exciting night where we recognise the accolades and achievements of players and officials from West Australian netball. That's the Smarter Than Smoking WA Netball League Jill McIntosh Medal Dinner, Friday the 21st of August at the Perth Convention and Exhibition Centre. And you've got memberships available for the West Coast Fever too.
Absolutely, we want to grow our membership as big as we can get, and new memberships are out already for next season. So if you've enjoyed watching us play this season, we're looking to do even more next year, and yeah, it'd be fantastic to have even more fans come and visit us at HBF Arena. And
you can register your interest in the 2016 West Coast Fever membership by visiting westcoastfever.com.au. And you can also get your Fever fix during the off-season by following the team on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook for all the latest news, gossip and behind-the-scenes pics. And there's plenty of that on there, isn't there, Kate?
It definitely is. We get up to a lot in the off-season. Some girls go home, some of us continue on with international duties, some girls have jobs and work, so yeah, there's definitely lots going on.
Well, what changes can you see coming up in this next quarter? Do you think either team will be fiddling too much at this stage?
It's tough because it is only the first quarter and it is 3 goals, which, I mean, at this stage of the game is not disastrous, so I think they can afford to keep their teams the same. In saying that, I think if the score gets out to about 6, there might be a time and we might see some changes.
And the West Coast Warriors.
Well, let's have a look if we've had any bib action down there. Still at goal defence. There's a goal shooter. Cooper and Millman still down there for the West Coast Warriors. And it's the same defensive setup for the Warriors too, with Gilmore and Brooke Walker.
Yeah, I didn't expect any changes. I think after 15 minutes, there's still people are probably trying to settle into the game, and perhaps at half-time if things aren't going well.
Another great hand from Stokely there, but she's unfortunately given the ball away, trying to keep it in. Oh, I know. Just a missed pass there, drop ball, leads the Lions back in. Oh, we have had one change. Elise Roberts has entered the playing court at centre, and Hayley Taylor has come off. Oh, we got that the wrong way around. No, that's the right way around.
Oh, bad luck. Great grab from Annika Lee. Unfortunately called for the contact at the same time.
Helen Taylor, I should say, is the substitution there for the West Coast Warriors. She's come on to centre, and Elise Roberts has gone to the bench. It's West Coast in control at the moment, though. Tapia.
It's great to see so many of our Western Sting players out there on court tonight. They've got their first game in Darwin, so they're leaving on Thursday, which will be exciting. I hear it's nice and warm up there.
What time of the year are we, Darwin-wise? It's
nice balmy 30 degrees.
It's a little bit wet season this time of year. Not quite wet season, but it's another goal to the West Coast. They've extended their lead. Well, brought it back to the quarter time score, 15-12. The Lions with possession, though. They're being a bit stifled through the mid-court, Caitlin.
Yeah, definitely. Very tight marking through the mid-court. It's making it hard, which is good because it means the ball's not flying down court towards Annika Lee-Jones. There's nothing harder than stopping a tall shooter, and when the ball is flying down court, it's even harder.
Oh, it's a great shot from Kransberg there.
And that's what's going to happen if they leave Tess Kransberg by herself. She's going to put those shots up.
And as we saw last week, she's very quick around that circle too, isn't she? She makes space very quickly.
Definitely, she's a dangerous player.
It's Annika Lee-Jones shooting there. That's a great shot.
Putting up a long shot herself. Maybe a bit of competition there in the circle.
Are they the ones you like as a shooter, Caitlin?
Oh, they're definitely confidence boosting, for sure. Oh, and another break. I think we're going to see scores being levelled after this play.
Well, it's 15-14 in favour of the West Coast.
Maybe
it's
I
just
jinxed them.
out. Unfortunately, the Lions turn over the ball there.
Lisa Millman showing a little bit of frustration over that break. I can understand.
Oh, great intercept. Oh, the crowd's starting to get right into this game now. As always, crowds offer umpires generous advice. It's Kransberg to shoot. And she's put down another goal. That makes it 15-all, 11 minutes 30 to go in this second quarter. Actually, that was one of the features of her shooting last week. She did drop a few of those long-range ones, didn't she?
Yeah, and she has such a quick shooting action that the defender has to be super quick to get around and get hands up if they want to put her off.
See what the Lions have come out firing in the second quarter. Jones to shoot again, Lee Jones, and that's down. So they've taken the lead. 11 minutes to play in the second quarter. The Lions leading 16-15, and a great intercept there from Coakley, that is.
Yeah, Lions need to be careful here. Warriors need to be careful here. Lions definitely have the momentum, so when they have the ball, they need to make sure they're releasing it and putting it in the right space.
Oh, I think, what's he called that for? Not sure what the call there was for.
There's a contact, a push-off from Hayley McKee.
Now it's the chance of the Warriors to bring it back to even Stevens. Millman shooting. She's put that one down. 16-all. 10.5 minutes to play. Kransberg has it, but she's chosen to pass.
Great shooting by Annika Lee Jones. She can also play defence as well, which is fantastic.
A little bit of a timeout here while they mop up the floor. A good time to remind you of the netball raffle is going on, the inaugural netball community raffle. And 60% of the proceeds from those tickets that you sell will go back to your club. It's simple and easy and a quick way to raise funds for your club. And there's a $25,000 Toyota up for grabs, Caitlin.
How fantastic is that?
It's excellent.
Selling raffle tickets and getting 60% of the proceeds. That's pretty much unheard of. Plus winning a car from Toyota WA. That's not bad.
It's excellent. It's a great prize and it's great for netball too. So get it online. Book some books, ticket books at netballwa.com.au. Exactly 10 minutes to go here at the Bendat Basketball Centre in the 2015 Smarter Than Smoking West Australian Netball League Grand Final. 17 in favour of the Lions, 16 goals to the West Coast Warriors, but the Lions have it in their hand at the moment and they're moving forward. And there's Kransberg and she'll have a shot from there.
Oh.
Does.
Just so much confidence. She pops the ball up.
It's out to a 2-goal lead now to the Lions. And they have the ball again.
Oh.
Some great work there.
Walker coming out, trying to pick off a pass before it gets into the circle.
Oh, it's, well, for Jones, that was a bad miss on the night. She's shot very well tonight.
It's all right, she got it back.
And they have. It's back with Jones now. And that one just rims out.
Oh.
Kransberg there to take a very good rebound.
Well, the umpire pointed the other way, down Warriors, and started moving.
(19-16) now in favour of the Lions. So that's turned around from the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was West Coast who edged a few ahead there at one stage.
I think that connection between Millman and goal shooter Stephanie Cooper has just broken down a little bit this quarter, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see a change, but I think the Lions defenders have done a great job in splitting them up and stopping that connection between the two shooters.
Lovely bit of sportsmanship down there too, and in front of us, it might not have been on the cameras there, but Lisa Millman helping her opposite. Off the ground, Maggie O'Regan, they took a tumble and stuck the hand out and gave her a lift back up, which is always nice to see.
Not many options there for Gilmore to pass to, and she's forced to give it to Pyer, who had someone closely marking her, so maybe more options needed in attack from the West Coast Warriors.
That was a long 3 seconds, that, but it's ended up with Kransberg. She's missed that shot, and Andrea Gilmore wears one across the back of the head for it.
It's nice when you see defenders get one back every now and then.
There's a bit of slipping going on out there on the court now. And the call's gone against the Lions there.
Kransberg just a little bit late in that contest.
17-19 in favour of the Lions over the West Coast Fever. That West Coast Warriors 2-goal break there. But the call goes against the Lions, unfortunately. So it'll be Stephanie Cooper to line up. She's missed but taken the rebound. Under call as well. She's put that one down. Back to a 1-goal game. 19 the Perth Lions, 18 to the West Coast Warriors. The Warriors move ahead attack again.
I really want to see Stephanie Cooper step up. It's hard as a shooter when you're not getting the ball to get back into that shooting rhythm. So, you know, she needs to come out. She needs to get herself back into the game.
She's got herself positioned. She's trying to position herself for the pass onto the post there. That play's gone out the window because the umpire's blowing the whistle. Now Cooper ends up with the ball and she'll be shooting to tie things up. With 6 minutes 10 to go in this second quarter, it is 19 goals apiece between the Perth Lions and the West Coast Warriors. And smarter than smoking West Australian Netball League Grand Final. He's back with the Lions. McKee there, gets the ball through to Lee Jones. She's shooting very well tonight. And she's shot pretty well all year.
She has, hasn't she? Such a fantastic target in that shooting circle.
Oh, and there's a call against the Warriors there. Stephanie Cooper all alone under the post. Thought she had a simple shot at goal.
Under the post, yeah. Unfortunately, the umpire was looking a little bit high in the circle.
I played it well back there to Coakley. It was almost a switch of the play there. I don't know, is there a switch of play is relevant in netball?
Definitely, yeah, of course. I know when they talk about football, they talk about getting it down the fat side of the field, but yeah, it's, when everyone's all over one side, open up over the other, and it really does switch the play.
I tell you what, Kransberg scored another goal there. They've got out to a 2-goal lead now. It was 19 all just seconds ago. It's 21-19 now in favour of the Lions. Things change so quickly in this game. And there's Lee Jones again under the post, almost unmarked.
Yeah, Walker really has to time that. She can't go out of the circle unless it's definitely going to be an intercept. Otherwise, she's leaving Annika Lee Jones underneath the circle, and that's a guaranteed goal for the Perth Lions.
With just 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. It's a 3-goal lead at the moment. And the Warriors have lost the chance to close that gap because they've turned the ball over.
Another offensive contact down in their shooting circle must be pretty frustrating.
They're almost using Coakley as a fullback or the sweeper defender to try and work that switch of play from one side of the court to the other.
Yeah, definitely. And fantastic long ball. Nice connection from Kransberg and Annika Lee Jones. I suppose Alice Coakley back there in goalkeeper is almost a nice reset. If there's nothing for them to go forward to, they can always pass it back to her, which opens up another option.
There goes Gilmore.
Trademark,
yes.
Flying intercept and manages to tip it back into court to her own teammate.
And all of that effort was some way not enough composure there. They needed to settle things down, not go for the big Hail Mary.
Yeah, and I think when the defenders are working overtime to get an intercept, the attackers really need to make sure they convert to goal, especially now that they're 4 goals down.
23 goals the Lions, it's 19 to the Warriors. The Lions moving into attack again, and there's Annika Lee-Jones. She's just stood under that post and waited for them to throw it into her hands all night.
And I think Tess Kransberg is doing a great job in being a decoy and drawing Andrea Gilmore off the front of Annika Lee-Jones, so that opens up.
5 goals now, the gap between the Lions and the Warriors. The Lions on 24. The Warriors 19. There's 3 minutes to play, and that call goes against the Warriors again.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. The ball was tapped out of Lisa Millman's hands.
They're being very patient. Oh, there's a call there from the ref. Is that a timeout being called?
Yeah, I'm not sure who by.
Let's have a look. Is anybody getting treatment? I think Andrea Gilmore's getting some treatment there. They wouldn't want to be losing her at this stage.
No, I get, and it's at that point in the quarter where they're 5 goals down. They need to get a couple of goals back before half time.
Absolutely. Still 2 minutes 43 to play in the second quarter. 24-19 in favour of the Perth Lions over the West Coast Warriors. And would you like your club? Well, would you like your club to win $1,000 sports voucher, Caitlin?
Yeah, definitely.
If you go to perthnow.com.au and in 25 words or less, tell them why your netball club is the best. West Coast Fever coach Stacey Roswell, I believe the Australian All-Star coach as well, Stacey.
Yeah.
She'll judge the entries along with the Sunday Times Sports Editor Glenn Quartermain. Competition closes at the end of July, so get to perthnow.com.au and you could win a $1,000 sports voucher for your club. There's also a chance to win some movie tickets and West Coast Fever tickets for season 2016 and more. So it's an easy way to win $1,000. Write 25 words about why your club is great. I'm sure you'd fill reams, wouldn't you, talking about the Demons and
yes,
and the Fever
and the West Coast Fever. There's and to win $1,000, that will buy you a fair few netballs as well. So.
Well, players returning to the court now. A little bit of treatment for Andrea Gilmore. She seems to be all right up there, hopping around.
So that's more of a tactical timeout.
It's a crucial time in the game, though. It's a 5-point lead to the Lions, and Annika Lee-Jones missed that attempt, but she's going to have another chance to extend it. She's missed that one as well, and it's turned up in the hands of Brooke Walker. So a turnover there for the West Coast Warriors, and Tupai, that was great play, keeping it in. Well, the crowd was looking for a call there from the umpires. Not forthcoming. It's a long 3 seconds with Gilmore. Now they're being patient. I think certainly Andrea Gilmore had realised they'd want to get a goal or two on before half-time, which is just 2 minutes away. The call goes against Coakley there. So it'll be Cooper shooting. And she's missed that one. The rebound comes back to her. A couple of pairs of hands on that. Different stages. And Cooper scores. It's a 4-point game now. 4-goal game, 20-24. In favour of the Lions. They have possession again. Found Kransberg there. And she's just worked her way very easily into this stepping call there.
Stepping call, yeah.
Once again, the Warriors wanting to close that lead down before half-time. 4 goals at the moment. There's a minute to go, so you'd think they might be able to score a couple if they can force a turnover.
Well, if they score off this one, I'm pretty sure the next 10 passes is theirs. So, you know, that's another 2 goals.
Unluckily for West Coast, they threw it away, but it ended up with a West Coast player. And Norman to shoot. She's hit the rim there. That one really needed to drop. Coakley comes up with the rebound. Miri Tupai just got enough of a hand into that one.
Warriors really need to score off this. You know, a few misses. They just really need a settler. And, great look-away pass there from Lisa Millman.
Ends up with Cooper, and she's scored.
Such a deceptive player she is. Very smart.
It's another goal to the Warriors. They do have the ball. 21-24 in favour of the Lions. Just seconds to go. Can they
need to get in the circle quick.
There's the whistle, so they'll get that last shot in.
Great take.
Unfortunately, she couldn't put the ball in.
I think they're going to run out of time.
And there it is. It's half-time here at the Bendat Basketball Centre for the West Australian Netball League Smarter Than Smoky Grand Final. A lead of 3 goals to the Lions over the Warriors there. I must admit, I didn't think that it would be the Lions leading by 3 at half-time. I thought it'd be close, but I thought the West Coast might just have a little bit too much in defence for them.
It's hard because the momentum has swung. In the first quarter, it was definitely Warriors that had the foot down and had control, and this quarter, I think we've seen Lions fight back really strongly. So, yeah, Warriors, I think, need to get back the momentum they had there in that first quarter.
And we saw what appeared to be a tactical timeout there just towards the end of the quarter, and from there, West Coast sort of steadied it a little bit, managed to score that couple of goals to get them back close at half-time, 24-21. What would be on your mind as a coach, Caitlin?
Oh, look, it's half-time, so there still is, you know, half an hour of netball to go, so I wouldn't be at panic stations yet. I think it'll all come down to the last quarter, to be honest, so we'll see another close quarter in the third, and then in the last quarter, one team I'm hoping will pull away. I don't want to see a draw at the end of the game, because that means we'll have to go into overtime. I'm sure the crowd would love that. It'd be a fantastic spectacle. But I think at this time, in the Warriors camp, they'll just be talking about converting it. They're getting plenty of ball. They're just not putting it through the hoop down their end. I think in the Lions end, they've been pretty happy with their performance so far. You know, they're finding the circle's edge and they're getting into Annika Lee-Jones. I think their coach will just be telling them to keep that up, to keep getting the ball down quickly, to keep exposing that one-on-one in the goal circle.
Do you think Brooke Walker's getting caught out a bit too often trying to go for that intercept and maybe pick and choose a bit more and stick on your player a bit?
It's really tough as a goalkeeper playing on a tall shooter, because 9 out of 10 times you're probably not going to get the ball. So coming out of the circle and going for those intercepts, it's a must, and it could be an intercept that could lift your team and potentially be a winning goal. So, you know, if I was their coach, I'd just be wary and warning her, just, you know, pick the ones that are definitely going to be an intercept and not result in a quick goal from the Lions, which is also going to boost their confidence.
Line up behind a bag.
As a junior growing up, you would have been to the odd training camp or two, wouldn't you?
I loved it. I loved doing July holiday camps and all those types of things.
Well, there's July camps coming up this school holidays, July school holidays. West Coast Fever is holding their West Coast Fever clinics. Clinics in the metro area, Success and Joondalup, and regional clinics at Merredin and Geraldton. Places are limited, so head to westcoastfever.com.au, that's all one word, westcoastfever.com.au to register. And you can also register your interest in 2016 West Coast Fever memberships as well at that same web address, westcoastfever.com.au. So if you know someone who's between 5 and 13 and they love their netball, the place for them to be during the holidays is at the West Coast Fever clinics. Will you be showing your face there, Caitlin, or have you got other duties during the holidays?
I'm hoping at that stage I'm going to be away with the Australian Diamonds, but
yes.
If not, I would definitely be there. I love participating and coaching the West Coast Fever clinics and getting to meet some of our fantastic fans that come along and support us every week. So it's great fun. It's a great opportunity to meet all the West Coast Fever players and to learn some fantastic new skills.
And of course, you mentioned there the Diamonds. You've got a big year coming up with the Diamonds, the World Cup.
Massive. So the ANZ Grand Final, which is happening on Sunday. Straight after that will be the announcement of the World Cup team, which is a really big deal, and which will be played in August in Sydney. So yeah, lots of exciting things coming up for the Diamonds, including a test match here in Perth in October as well.
It's not finished yet. There's 2
Have you got a tip for the ANZ final?
I was just tricking you. Off you go.
I don't think you can go past Queensland Fibers.
Good side, aren't they?
They've hit some great form late in the season, and you know, their defensive end in Claire McMiniman and Laura Geitz are absolutely spectacular. In saying that, I think Sydney Swifts have been performing really well themselves, and they too have a superstar defensive lineup. So I think, whichever team can get it through those super hard defensive lineups will be the victors, but it's going to be a tight game, I think.
You guys can keep.
Of course, it's coming out this weekend, isn't it, on Sunday?
On Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Perth time.
The ball I can't give you.
Players are making their way back out onto the court for the third quarter of the Smarter Than Smoky West Australian Netball League Grand Final for 2015. At this halfway mark, the Perth Lions are leading 24 goals over the West Coast Warriors on 21. And there's been a few changes at half-time there. Caitlin, we'll see how we go on little magnet board here. We can work those out.
Yes. There are a few switches that have been going on. Probably one of the most notable is Emma Kosh, who was on the bench previously, has popped into that wing attack position. She's been a player who's been training with us at the West Coast Fever this season, so very talented, also plays goal attack, so it wouldn't surprise me if she popped down there later on. Numi Tapai has changed from the wing attack into the centre, and Helen Taylor has gone have a little bit of a break on the bench. Also in the shooting end, we've got a change in Stephanie Cooper. And who is going on to goal shooter?
Mariana Bullen has made her way to shooter for the West Coast. I do have a little, well, you can't read that, but it's her. There's a bit of writing's rubbed off there. And Bullen has the ball in her hands, but she's missed her first attempt there. It's back with Millman. And Millman's put down the first goal for the third quarter.
I think she wanted to pass that one off, but just ended up stepping in and finishing it off herself. A few changes as well for the Perth Lions. Megan O'Regan has come off, Maddie O'Regan, sorry, from goal defence to the bench. Alice Coakley has swapped from the goalkeeper, fullback as you called it before, into the goal defence position, so giving her a little bit more of a run. And matching her up on Lisa Millman.
And Jones has gone to the... Ashley Jones has gone to the goalkeeping position, I think. At minute and a half gone in this third quarter, and both teams have scored a goal, so the difference is the same. It's 25 to 23, and some great desperation there. It's ended up with the Lions, and unfortunately a little bit too much depth on that pass from Jones.
What a great tip by Lisa Millman. She's just got a hand in there and caused that disruption, so it's great when you see attackers working just as hard in defence.
It'll be interesting to see what impact Numa Tapai has in the centre, because the first semi-final she was great at wing attack, so, and they kept her there for the game. Millman, the second for this quarter.
Yeah, I think Lisa Millman, you could see on her face, was a little bit frustrated in that last quarter, and the best thing about her is she's a player with white line fever and a never say die attitude, so I know she's going to come out absolutely firing this quarter.
Kranzberg shooting now. She's missed a shot though. But she'll line up for it again. And she scored that time. So another goal to the Lions, back out to that 2-goal buffer, 26 to 24 in favour of the Lions over the Warriors. But it's the Warriors with the ball in hand. We're just going to have to be patient. Oh, nearly got away from Tapai there. She's got a hand on it, managed to keep possession. And it's Bullen again having a shot. She's put that one down. So back to a 1-goal game.
I think it's good to see a change in that goal circle from the West Coast Warriors. I think it was getting a little bit stagnant, and yeah, Millman and Stephanie Cooper had lots that connection, so it's interesting to see how these two now will combine.
I think the Lions had figured out that Cooper was going to stand underneath the post and hope that she could drag the ball in, and it's a bit one-dimensional.
Exactly, and netball these days is all about being adaptable and being able to change, and if things aren't working out on court, you know, you need to be able to adapt straight away.
And Kranzberg scored again.
Andrew Gilmore ran, almost headbutted the goalpost.
It's a 2-goal buffer, once again in favour of the Lions over the Warriors, but the Warriors have the ball. Bullen looks a lot more active in that area of the court than the player she replaced.
Yeah, and having a moving circle gets the defenders thinking. They can't just sit back and wait for the ball to come down. They actually have to be really active in stopping that goal shooter popping out and popping back in, and I think it's been a good change.
It's a 1-point game again. I think we're going to be hovering about this 1-2 mark for a little while somehow. It goes Annika Lee Jones, and she scored. 2-goal margin.
I think players on both teams are definitely looking down a lot more, bypassing all the mess that's in front of them, looking for a longer option.
Bullen again. And she scored.
1 goal.
1 goal,
It's
20.
exciting, isn't it?
it's It's in the hands of the Lions. But Annika Lee-Jones managed to keep that ball in, despite the attentions of Brooke Walker. And she's scored there, so 2 goals yet again, 29-27 in favour of the Lions.
When Annika Lee-Jones has that front position, she's basically unstoppable. I would love to see the goalkeeper get off her body, perhaps try and get around front position, just confuse the feeder a little bit more.
We're 5.5 minutes into this third quarter, and it feels like about 30 seconds. It's been end-to-end. A missed shot there from Millman.
Nice pull in there from Alice Coakley.
Now, this is where the Lions will have to be patient because they're really pressing them here, the Warriors.
Yeah, Warriors are sitting off almost into a semi-zone, I guess.
Jones. I think they're going to have to make a change there soon.
It's tough, and look, you can see Andrea Gilmore has immediately come to sit back in the circle. She's recognised that, you know, Annika Lee-Jones has shot the last few goals and something needs to be done.
She's got the ball again, Lee-Jones, and we'll have another shot.
Unfortunately, Andrea Gilmore also has to look after her own players, so she can't be trying to cover 2 positions at once.
Jones missed a second shot there, but it rebounded to Kranzberg, and she's put it down. So it's now 31-27 in favour of the Lions. It's back out to 4 goals. 8.5 minutes to play in this third quarter. Another whistle. And it's about this time in every quarter the other teams just drag themselves back into the contest a bit. Every time it looks like one team's going to take over.
We've never seen someone put their foot down and finish.
No.
And I think looking at past history for Lions, this would be a very important game for them. The last time they won a premiership was in 1996 as the Perth Bullets, so that was a very long time ago.
And they've been in the last 3 grand finals.
So yes, I can imagine they've been thinking about last year and the year before and how much that hurt and how much they want to win this one this year.
That sort of feelings at the end of a tough game can often be what gets you over the line.
And that's what you often see. You'll see a team make the grand final one year and lose and make it back the next year, and their experiences from the year before help them get over the line.
The Lions, though, they have possession of the ball. That's well, speculated that pass from Coakley. And just a speculative coming back the other way. Turnover City.
A little bit of sloppy passing by both sides. I'd like to see that tightened up a little bit.
And it is a time to be patient. It's still 7 minutes to go in this quarter. There's another quarter after this.
Well, they call the third quarter the premiership quarter. So, you know, it really is the team that stands up in this quarter that I think is going to end up winning the game.
And if Annika Lee-Jones keeps standing up, they're well on their way to winning. The Lions have just extended their lead through Jones. It's out to 32-27 now. 5 goals. Make that 6 goals. There's another one to Lee-Jones.
I was about to say we might see a time being called soon, and here we go.
Let's see, who's pretending to be hurt?
Well, yeah, who knows? Jess Eels it is, who's been playing in the wing defence position. So we might see a couple of changes. She's laying down and getting some physio treatment, so it might not be a tactical one. And
this is a good time to mention the Jill McIntosh Medal, which is coming up on Friday the 21st of August at the Perth Convention and Exhibition Centre. They'll be presenting the Jill McIntosh Medal for the Smarter Than Smoking West Australian Netball League season. It promises to be an exciting night, where the sport will recognise the accolades and achievements of the players and officials. The night promises to be one of the best yet. You can get your tickets via netballwa.com.au. It's for the Jill McIntosh Medal. It'll be happening on Friday, the 21st of August. And I'm sure most of these girls out here tonight will be heading along to that night in the frocked up.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, we might see some contenders for the Jill Mac medal out here on court. I think in particular players like Rochelle and Hayley McKee have had fantastic seasons here at State League, and every year they're in the running, and I'm pretty sure Hayley has won it a few times herself. So.
Lisa Millman must be up there.
Oh, definitely.
She's had a great, she's shot at 80-something% all season, and she's played every game, which always gives you a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I would say they nominate, or they have three players at the end who it's between, so I'm sure she'll be one of them.
It's very easy when to look and say, oh, the shooters stand out because there's stats there for them. But how often do you see a centre court or a defensive player win something like that? Is it easier for shooters or?
I'm not sure. I think it is tough. That's why you can definitely look at the shooter stats. Like we get a piece of paper after the game saying the shooter's shot this, and we don't get a piece of paper saying, well, she's had so many centre pass received or she's taken so many tips and intercepts. We have that luxury at ANZ level with champion data, but not here at State League.
Oh, well, this back in play after the timeout, and great piece of play from the Lions.
Ball absolutely flew down court. There was no chance that was not going to be a goal.
Annika Lee-Jones drops another goal, 34-27. So the Warriors with the work in front of them, and that's to Jones again.
They've started looking long into her. Oh.
And which way is that going to go to Jones? It's an 8-goal lead now, 35-27 in favour of the Lions. Still 5.5 minutes to go in this quarter, so the Warriors really want to be getting some goals on quickly, and they got the opportunity through Millman. Down it goes. So that's one back to a 7-goal game. The Lions have... Ooh.
Gilmore read that. It was a long way off. And then...
Great take from Tessa Cransford.
Yeah, and then Brooke Walker came off to have a go as well. And I think at this stage, when you are this many goals behind, you need to take a few risks to pick up some intercepts and get a few goals back on the board.
Now, there don't appear to be any changes from either team following that last time out. Tell you what, the Lions are starting to crank it up a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, that was a great intercept from Michelle McKee. Just used her speed to come around behind Emma Kosh, and I think Koshy was a little bit surprised, was looking for the call, but no. The game's definitely getting more physical these days.
And that lead's growing. The Lions with possession again. They're out to 37 goals. The West Coast Warriors at 28, so a 9-goal gap there in favour of the Lions. It'll be Kransberg to bring it back in, so she'll be looking to get the ball in the hands of... Oh, she won't. She's going to look to shoot. It's slipped out, and it's ended up in the hands of Lee-Jones, who drops another goal.
I think the West Coast Warriors need to work even harder and not let the ball get into the circle. Once it's in the circle, it's very hard to stop a goal being scored.
She's not really moving too far from the post, Lee-Jones, is she?
And she doesn't need to, and if I was on her team, I would be telling her, get in the circle and stay there, and we will bring the ball down to you.
Well, one half of the crowd was happy with that call, and the other half not so, but Millman puts the goal in. Dragged one back.
Turnover for the West Coast Warriors.
Well, that's what they need at this stage, is some turnovers.
Oh, perfectly placed pass.
Another one pulled back from Millman. It's now an 8-goal game, 30-38 in favour of the Lions. Still with 3 minutes 20 to play in this third quarter. And an intercept there from the Lions player, and they moved it down the court very quickly. And, unfortunately, Andrea Gilmore got a hand on that one when she probably didn't need to. She was having a bit quick for her to get it out of the way, I think.
Yeah. I think Emma Kosh didn't have too many options down in that Warriors attack, which resulted in the turnover, and, yeah, it absolutely flew down court.
Here comes Kransberg shooting. It's a good goal, good shooting. 9-goal is the split now. It's 39-30 in favour of the Lions. 2.5 minutes to play. Can they extend their lead? I mean, they're starting to put it beyond the reach of the Warriors in some respects. And Jones again. It's a 10-goal lead to the Lions, but the Warriors have a chance to bridge the gap a little bit. Bullen. Oh, that one's rolled off the back.
She's been a little bit quiet the last 5 minutes. She needs to get a few goals back next to her name. Millman's been doing the majority of the shooting. Well read by Alice Coakley. It bounced off her leg, but she managed to gather it.
Millman looking quizzically at the umpire there. I'm not sure what she was expecting, but it didn't come her way. And the Lions continue to dominate this quarter, as you mentioned, the premiership quarter. They've been excellent, and Kransberg lifts one out, and it comes to Brooke Walker. And finds its way up court.
Timing's just a little bit out with the Warriors in their attack, and everyone's leading at one time, and then the ball's not being given, and then there are no options. So they need to make sure they're releasing the ball and perhaps have a few more staggered leads happening in their attack end, so not everyone's driving at one time.
Bullen scores. It's 31-40. A minute 11 to play, and that's just the advantage she's got, isn't it, Annika Lee-Jones? Sticks the big mitts up, and it's going to be hard to get the ball off her. She scores another goal. It's back out to that 10-goal advantage to the Lions. And another turnover against the Warriors there, and
great defensive work.
Great hands from Brooke Walker.
She timed her jump perfectly.
And that's probably the first time she's been able to do that tonight.
I think so. When she's got front position, that's when she has the best option to get the ball. So I'd really like to see her come around and play front a little bit more.
And from that move, West Coast have managed to score a goal through Bullen. So they need more of that. Exactly what we saw in the last play. Last 20 seconds of this quarter. And Annika Lee-Jones puts it back out to that 10-goal break. 42 to the Lions, 32 to the Warriors, and they might just get beaten by the buzzer here, the Warriors. Oh, the whistle's gone, but that will stand. Back to 9 goals, but I don't think we're going to get too much shooting from here. It's just seconds to go before three-quarter time, and there is the three-quarter time whistle.
Three-quarter time
with the Perth Lions, 42 leading the West Coast Warriors 33. That's a 9-goal deficit to the Warriors there, and they've got a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a blowout that quarter. We saw a couple of times that Warriors made to try and stop or stem the flow of goals that were happening against them, but Perth Lions have just really pulled ahead and put their foot down.
And in some ways it crept up on us a little bit, didn't it? Because the Warriors came out, they shot the first couple of goals. Bullen looked like she could be just the player to turn it around for them, and the Lions just took off.
Yeah, definitely. I thought at times the momentum was changing into the West Coast Warriors' favour. They scored a couple of goals on the run. Unfortunately, they just couldn't maintain that pressure they were putting on.
And if you're the coach for the Warriors, or are you looking at making major changes, or do they try and get more out of what they've got?
Look, it's tough when you're 11 goals down, whereas 1 quarter to go. You could say, look, chuck a whole new 7 on and just absolutely go for it. You know, there's girls sitting on the bench who are probably frothing to get out there on court. So I think, though, you know, the girls that she has on at the moment, they're not doing a poor job. They're just not making some of the right decisions. So cleaning up a few unforced errors, a few breaks, a few contact calls, and I think they'll pull that goal, the margin back a little bit.
The Lions, well, they went great guns that quarter. They look very settled and secure in what they're doing.
Definitely, and if I was in the Lions camp, I'd just be saying, keep it going, keep that pressure on, keep looking long to Annika Lee-Jones and keep feeding that ball, because as you can see, she's very dominant in the goal circle. She's scoring a lot of goals, and anything that Tess Kransberg is missing, she's picking up the rebound. So they're doing a fantastic job there in the attacking end.
Now, all sporting clubs need a little bit of extra cash, especially during the season, and you can raise some extra money for your netball club by ordering raffle books for the inaugural Netball Community Raffle. Tickets are available now, well, ticket books are available now from netballwa.com.au, and 60% of the proceeds from the tickets you sell will go back to your club. It's simple and easy, and a quick way to fundraise for your club as well. There's also some great prizes, including a $25,000 Toyota. I'd love to have a new car. Courtesy of Toyota WA, get your inaugural netball community raffle tickets now by ordering books online at netballwa.com.au. And this is the last 15 minutes of the season, Caitlin.
A few changes in the shooting end.
In the shooting end.
Yes, Emma Kosh has come out into the goal attack position. Lisa Millman dropped back into the goal shooter.
Yeah. It's a 9-goal advantage to the Lions to commence this final quarter for season 2015 in the Smart and the Smoking West Australian Netball League. A little bit hushed in here for the first time tonight. And it's Warriors have it all in front of them at this point. They've really got to make every ball count.
I guess at this stage, Warriors have nothing to lose, and they just have to go for every single pass. They have to stay tight one-on-one, and they have to release the ball in their attacking end.
And Emma Kosh is into the action early up. She's shooting.
Great rebound there by Lisa Millman.
And Millman scores. So they get the first goal on the board for this final quarter. 34-42 now. It's an 8-goal lead to the Perth Lions over the West Coast Warriors. It's still plenty of time, 14 minutes in this final quarter.
Fantastic defensive pressure by the West Coast Warriors.
And they're going to need, Andrea Gilmore, she's called for the knee there. It's a great spoil.
Specky flies, doesn't she?
She got some real air there. Kransberg's going to be taking a shot, though.
She's such an exciting player to watch. That's what you want in your defensive end.
Unfortunately, you don't want the opposition scoring, as the Lions did just then. 43 goals to 34 now, courtesy of Tess Kransberg. Oh, some great work
She has
there.
So much speed, Emma Kosh. We have to be so careful. Alice Coakley's going to have to stick to her like glue to stop her getting that drive underneath the post.
She's just buzzed around there, hasn't she? The Lions with the feed, though. And, there's a whistle there. What's that one for? I'm not sure I can pick that up.
Their tight defence is paying off. That was a held ball, and now Warriors get to go into their attack again. Chipping away at this lead. Oh,
that's going to be a hard marker for the umpire to continue with that 3-second call, but it's in the hands of Gilmore. Oh, some nice hands there from, that was a whistle. It will end up with the Lions. I thought they'd made the break there, but they've called the ball back. It's still with the Lions, though.
Tess Kransberg, great hands in defence, and to be honest, I think she's close to one of the best players on court again tonight.
Andrea Gilmore seems to have moved out to, she's now playing on Annika Lee Jones, I think.
She's still in the goal defence position, but she's just doing more of a positional switch on court where she's sitting back a little bit more, trying to pick off more ball as it goes into Annika.
Unfortunately, they've turned the ball over against Emma Kosh, I think, that one, and she's a bit perplexed, but the game will carry on. Still that 8-point lead, 8-goal lead to the Lions. And they're working it around that shooting circle again. Andrew Gilmore, is it down there? No, it's not.
Yeah, Jess Eales absolutely doing everything to try and get her hands on the ball.
And, Lee Jones gets her hands on the ball for the first time this quarter, but unfortunately
bounces out and a nice pick up.
And this is where the Warriors start to step things up. They're being very patient at this moment. It's important they don't turn the ball over, but equally important they score. And Emma Kosh close to it there. She had an attempt, but it didn't drop. It has ended up with Millman, though. She'll shoot. She scores. To close that gap a little bit, the Lions 43, the Warriors 36, 7-goal game at the moment. There was a hand in there from the defender in Coakley, and Millman will take the ball, stepping forward to shoot. It's another one to Millman. I
feel like the West Coast Warriors attacking end has really opened up. They've got more drives at the ball. They've got more options to pass to, and they're definitely dragging the Lions' defence all over the court and making their heads turn.
6-goal game now in favour of the Lions, and they're really being held up when they try to attack, aren't they? The West Coast has lifted their rating at the back.
I think the crowd's come into it as well, almost an extra player on court.
And Andrea Gilmore is certainly, she's letting Tess Kransberg get the ball outside the shooting circle, but she's not allowing Annika Lee Jones to get that ball by herself, to be one-on-one.
Yeah, exactly. So she's sitting back, floating back into a split circle, I guess you'd call it, to help out her goalkeeper. Obviously, it's a hard task in marking such a tall, dominant player like Annika Lee Jones. So she leaves her goal attack and helps and sits back and helps, and then tries to time her intercept to come through if Tess is trying to get the ball back.
They're still being very patient, though, the Warriors. Oh, that's... Is that good hands of pass or
I
what
don't know
happened
who
there?
that was supposed to go to.
Well, the crowd is starting to get into, because that's another goal to the Warriors, and it's a timeout call. I think that's the Lions have called that timeout, and one of their players down there.
All right, folks, 9 minutes 40 until
Haley McKee
the
getting
winner
some
is
treatment.
decided. This is a tie.
43 to 38 in favour of
We'd like to
the
thank
Lions.
who is proud
It's only
to be
a
the
5-goal
principal
game now.
sponsor.
West Coast Warriors certainly have momentum back in their end, and yeah, I think this is just purely a tactical time to try and break that a little bit more. Now the challenge is for the Warriors to come out of this time and keep that momentum going.
And it's still 9 minutes 40 to go. I mean, there's plenty of time. 5 goals isn't a great deal.
Exactly. There's still plenty of time to peg back this score even more.
We do have some subs, though, from the fourth quarter. We mentioned Bullen's gone to the bench and Emma Kosh is on. Millman's gone from goal attack to goal shooter, and Hayley Taylor's gone to the bench. Numi Tapia to wing attack. And who's come on at centre then?
So Helen Taylor has swapped. She's come
Helen
off the
Taylor,
bench
yep.
and gone into centre, and Numi's popped into that wing attack
Yep.
position.
And it's Bullen who's gone to the bench. So it's going to be a nail-biting last 9 minutes and 40 seconds, I think, Caitlin.
Which is exactly what we want. We want it to be as exciting as possible.
Hopefully it'll be as exciting at the Jill McIntosh Medal Night too on Friday the 21st of August at the Perth Convention Exhibition Centre. You can get your tickets now from netballwa.com.au, and it will be the West Coast Warriors to begin action for the last 9 minutes and 40 seconds of the Smarter Than Smoking West Australian Netball League season. That's what it all comes down to, isn't it? All of that effort and work everybody puts in for the whole season, all of the teams come down to this last few minutes.
To this one game, and it's about the best team on the day. Not necessarily the best team during the season, it's about performing on this day.
And both of the umpires are back out on court. And there goes the whistle to get things underway. No changes made during that timeout by either team. Although Numi Tapia seems to move back to wing attack, has she? And that's a goal to get final 9 minutes of this game underway.
4 goals. The Lions are probably feeling the pressure right about now to score a goal. It's been a little while.
And great hand from Brooke Walker in there.
This is when we just need...
Oh, nearly Cransberg picking off Andrea Gilmore, which would have been a role reversal, but Gilmore just got her hands into it.
Annika Lee-Jones needs to make sure she doesn't get too excited and just posts up and wait till the ball gets to her before she starts moving off.
A whistle on play there. You can hear the crowd starting to get in, a bit of chanting going on. I thought that was going in from Kosh. I thought it went all the way, but it's just caught. Great desperation from both players. I thought she was going to call Andrea Gilmore back then, certainly. Well, she came through there and just gave her a rub for good luck. Oh, it's an appropriate chant from the crowd. Considering we're at the Bendat Basketball Centre in Cransberg. Takes that lead back out to 5 goals. It's a bit of a struggle here, I must admit, to read the scoreboard tonight. The lights aren't shining on it the best. Doesn't help if the only reason you went to school is to eat your lunch, but... there they go, the Warriors. They've dragged another one back. It's a 4-goal game, 40 to 44. Millman there. She's come to the fore in this second half, Lisa Millman.
Definitely. She's stepped up here in the last quarter, and she's an experienced player. She's played a few finals in her time, and fantastic pull in.
She worked hard for that ball.
Lions aren't going to give up.
They're certainly not. They've got that 5-goal buffer again. 45 to 40 in favour of the Lions over the Warriors. There's still 7 minutes 17 to go. Call against the Lions there. Tapia will take the ball. And McCosh to shoot. She's missed that one. Maybe she gets another shot. And that one goes down. Back to 4 points. 45-40 41 in favour of the Lions.
Warriors need a turnover here just to chip that margin away even more and put even more pressure on the Lions in this last quarter.
And goes against Brooke Walker, the call there. Kranzberg stepping up to shoot. All met from Kranzberg. Back out to a 5-goal lead for the Lions. 6.5 minutes to play. Gilmore there, drawing the penalty. And there's another one. Millman, what can she do? Finds Tapai on the opposite side of the shooting circle. Millman will shoot.
She's very reliable in the goal circle.
I mean, one or two turnovers here, Caitlin, and it's all even, isn't it?
Definitely.
6 minutes to go.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about netball is that it can change in a matter of seconds. I think, you know, you can't write off Warriors just yet in this game. There's still time for them.
It's going to be a Lions ball from feedback into court here. Oh, hand in there. Unfortunately, drawn a foul. I thought there was a pass there from Kranzberg. She was looking.
It was, but Annika Lee-Jones was just underneath the goal circle, so it was really hard to get it through without hitting the ring, which is what happened.
Well, that could be one of the turnovers the Warriors need. I tell you what, the Lions, though, they're fighting for every ball. They're sticking with them. Hand in the contest there. From one of the McKee girls. I can't read the...
Rochelle.
Rochelle, is it?
I
yes.
thought it was going to be a throw-in, but it's called as a contact.
Emma Kosh with the ball in her hand. And she scored. That was a turnover.
3 goals.
Back to a
and
street
the centre pass.
Oh.
This is exciting.
46-43 in favour of the Lions. Here come the Warriors, though. Once again, they've got to be patient. Oh, Andrea Gilmore's...
Great hands there. Alice Coakley read it so well.
Once again, the pressure coming on from West Coast, though. They've really pressed up against the Lions in this quarter. And Andrea
Gilmore! Holy moly. What a fantastic intercept.
There. She had a foot on the line. That was a great piece of play from Gilmore. They were all set up there, but unfortunately the West Coast player just into touch. Well, it's heated up now, Caitlin.
Oh, it has, and you know what? Warriors need to be really careful that they're not wasting down the clock with too many penalties, because I can guarantee you that Lions are going to be taking their time walking back into place with the ball.
Well, it's 3 minutes 45 left in the game, and Jones has just put another goal down, so it's 47-43, a 4-goal advantage now to the Lions. What can the Warriors do here? They desperately need to turn the ball over. They nearly got a hand on it there, but the Lions retain possession. Kranzberg will be shooting.
The rejection from Gilmore. She timed that well.
And still with possession of the Lions. Kranzberg can't do much from there.
Gilmore.
She has been on fire in this last quarter, Andrea
We used
Gilmore.
to call her the scrapper because she was always good at picking up the loose balls.
Gee, it's...
Bodies flying everywhere out
McKee
there
did
on
very
court.
well to retain possession there, and there's a timeout called. Coakley there took a bit of a tumble, but she's up and she's all right, and she's going to take the penalty. Back in play, 2 minutes 40 to go, still that 4-goal buffer, 47-43 for the Lions, and Annika Lee-Jones took a good ball there. They're still working around Kranzberg to shoot. It slipped out.
Great rebound. Nice little tip there. And it's a Warriors ball.
A turnover.
Can they get it down court and score?
This is what the Warriors want, a turnover, but it's nearly turned back over by the Lions. Unfortunately, the call goes against them. 43, the Warriors. 47, they're trailing the Lions by 4 goals.
Lions are going to be throwing themselves at every single ball, trying to either pick up an intercept or slow it down, getting into the goal circle.
And it's a very important shot here from Kosh.
Oh.
And she's dropped it all net. That was
Nailed
great.
it.
That's a pressure shot, that one. 44-47, the Lions had the centre feed, but the call's gone against them. So the Warriors had the centre feed. The Lions will end up with it, courtesy of an infringement there. And this is where the Lions have to be very smart. Don't turn the ball over. They don't need to do anything speculative at this stage. Just solid, regular, everyday netball things.
And a contact from Annika Lee-Jones.
Ooh.
I feel like Warriors just need a few extra minutes. I'm not sure if they're going to get here.
Minute 34 on the clock. It's 4 goals the difference, 3 goals the difference, 44-47. And there's a timeout, is there? No.
This is wasting time. Precious seconds that could be used.
Yeah, the clock, they've lost about 20 seconds there.
Ah.
And that's a turnover.
They can't afford to force it.
That could just about be it as far as the Lions are concerned. They'll just play the ball and slow it right down, you'd think. A minute to go. It's a 3-goal game in favour of the Lions at the moment, 47-44. They're just working the ball around.
Gilmore.
Don't even look like they're really that interested in scoring these last few seconds. Keep possession. And that 3-goal advantage, precious at the moment. Gilmore gets another hand on the ball.
And you can tell she's frustrated. She knows that they need a goal and it's not down in their shooting end.
And Jones, she scores. And the Lions are the feed again. It's back to a 4-goal advantage, 48-44. In the last 30 seconds of the Smarter Than Smoking West Australian Netball League Grand Final. Kranzberg has another shot, misses unfortunately.
Who would you pick for best on ground tonight? Who do you think's really stood up?
You know, that's a hard one. Tess Kranzberg's been very good, but without being that dominant shooter, she's been very good in setting it up for Annika Lee-Jones, she scores another one. She spent most of the game around the post. Jones waiting to pick it off, and that is the final whistle for the 2015 Smarter Than Smoking West Australian Netball League Grand Final. And the Perth Lions have run out winners 49-44. Third time lucky for the Lions tonight.
Look, they rode out the storm that third quarter, and Warriors came back really hard at them in that last quarter, so it must feel fantastic for them to finish off the win after so many years, and after the last 3 years of making the grand final and not being able to just get that final win.
There should be very, very happy girls out there tonight, I dare say. And commiserations to the West Coast Warriors. They've had a great season. They lost 3 games. They were great in their semi-final where they just couldn't get the work done tonight.
Yeah, and I think, you know, they'll be disappointed, but they threw everything at it, especially in that last quarter. And I feel like if they did have an extra 5 minutes, they might have got over the line. Unfortunately, they left their run till a little bit too late.
Well, the Perth Lions girls are absolutely ecstatic. There's hugs and jumping and backslapping going on. The West Coast Warriors, well, they've formed a circle. Their coach, Carly Horace, having a quiet chat to them. Obviously, they'd be bitterly, bitterly disappointed tonight. But all spoils go to the victors, and for the 2015 Smarter Than Smoking West Australian Netball League season, it's the Perth Lions winning over the West Coast Warriors 49-44. Now, you mentioned best players there tonight. Andrea Gilmore really turned it on in that last quarter, but it perhaps, I'm not going to say wasn't enough earlier.
No, and it's frustrating, you know, when you're on the losing side, you've got to do whatever it takes, and she's a classy player. She worked hard that entire game. And she must be absolutely devastated. I think a fantastic performance from her, a fantastic performance from Jess Eales as well out there in defence from the West Coast Warriors. I think that change in the shooting end really opened things up for them, and perhaps could have been done a little bit earlier, maybe at half-time if Emma Kosh had have come into that goal attack spot and Lisa Millman gone back into the goal shooter. It might have been a different finish, but you know, Lions, like I said, they really rode out that third quarter. They pushed ahead, and when Warriors fought back, they held strong, and to manage a what was the final score? Five-goal win.
Goals.
I mean, that's a great effort from them, and I think they did a fantastic job.
It was 10 goals or thereabouts at three-quarter time, and they did come back to within 2 goals or 3 goals there at one stage, but just couldn't maintain it. As you mentioned, they weathered the storm, the Perth Lions, and managed to slam that couple on at the end and made no doubt about it.
Yeah, and you know, they used a lot of their bench as well. There was lots of changes. It wasn't just a hot 1-7 that started the entire game. So, yeah, I think Warriors would have known that they've thrown everything at it and they've tried their best, but I'm sure we're going to see them back here next year.
They couldn't really get any fluency at the scoring end, could they? All game we had Jones and Lee Jones and Kransberg there the whole game, teamed together, and they were able to continue their momentum throughout the game. But West Coast chopped and changed a bit. They never could find that continuity to their scoring.
Yeah, and I guess that's the luxury that the Perth Lions had, in that if they didn't have any options, they could release that long ball into Annika Lee Jones, whereas West Coast Warriors, they had more of the moving circle, and when they didn't have that option, that's when they often turned the ball over through intercept.
You've mentioned our best players in this game. I think over the games I've seen in this Smarter Than Smoking State West Australian Netball League final series, that Tess Kransberg really stood up. She was great last week, and she was great again this week when she had to do.
She's been absolutely fantastic, and you know, it's been a tough season, I think, the last few weeks for her, but she's really stood up, and her players have supported her, and I think she'll be absolutely ecstatic with this win tonight, and they're a really tight team, the Perth Lions. They've got a lot of close friendship. A lot of them have played together for a very long time, so I'm sure they're going to be going out and celebrating tonight.
I hope so. I hope they deserve it, the girls. They've put a lot of work in, and you know, you spend months and months for this moment at this point, and good luck to them, and I hope they enjoy it heartily. Now, just before we get to some other things here on the broadcast tonight, I'm not sure if we're staying around for the presentations tonight. You can help your club or association by ordering a netball community raffle book. It's the inaugural netball community raffle. 60% of the proceeds from the tickets you sell will go back to your club. And prizes include a brand new $25,000 Toyota from Toyota WA. Get to netballwa.com.au to order your netball community raffle books there. 60% is a pretty good deal going back to your club as well, so take that up. And the Jill McIntosh medals coming up on Friday the 21st of August, featuring no doubt many of the players we've seen in action tonight. It's WA Netball's Night of Nights. They'll be at the Perth Convention Exhibition Centre. Tickets are available now from netballwa.com.au. And of course, Caleb, you've got Fever memberships available too. Get to westcoastfever.com.au and get your West Coast Fever membership for next season.
Yes, come down and be seen in green. We love it when our members dress in green, and
Absolutely.
You look out into the stands and it's a sea of green, and we've had fantastic home crowds this year, and we're looking to continue that on next season. So make sure you grab your West Coast Fever 2016 membership.
One thing about the netball crowds is they are solid, aren't they? I mean, even going back into the Orioles days, they made an absolute racket in that place. It didn't matter how you girls were going necessarily.
Exactly, and that's why this year has been so special for us to be able to finally reward the fans for all their loyalty over the years. It's it's been a frustrating last couple of seasons, but whenever we play at home, we absolutely love it, and we know that teams find it particularly hard to come over and play in WA purely because of our fantastic fan base.
Can Carly Hall be saying much to girls tonight, or she just pat them on the back, say bad luck, go and have a drink and chill out, and we'll talk about it some other time? Is there much point in saying anything now? No,
I guess the girls are going to be upset and frustrated, and probably anything she does say to them is just going to go over their heads. It's tough. It's really tough, and I guess she's just going to be saying to them, congratulations, you've tried everything you can, and we'll be back bigger and better next year. Just remember this feeling, because you don't want to ever feel it again.
No, that's such a driving and motivating force too, isn't it? Feeling absolute crap, feeling like rubbish.
Well,
yeah,
and gentlemen, you would
do you know what? Carly Hall's probably felt that herself. She played for the West Coast Warriors, and I'm sure she knows exactly what the girls are going through.
I was down courtside with Courtney Bruce.
Well, it's
we were saying, boy, this
time for the presentations now. I'm not sure we'll be able to actually hear much of what's going on
We'd
through
love
the
to have
sound
a West
system.
Coast Fever game.
Hooked
So well
up.
done, crowd, tonight. It was awesome. Give yourselves
It was a good crowd tonight
round of
too, wasn't it,
applause.
Caitlin?
It was fantastic. They got particularly vocal in that last quarter when it got close, and no, I'm
Of course, the
sure
victors, the
they
first time
had a thoroughly
since
enjoyable game.
1996. 19 years between grand final victories.
19 years,
The
gee.
Perth Superdrome
It's
Bulls
a long
back
time
then.
between drinks, isn't it?
They're now the Perth Lions, and they won today 49-44.
Superdrome exists still, isn't it? They knocked out.
Yeah, I remember when they
opposition
probably last
tonight.
won this grand final, they had the
Some
yellow
really
their uniform was yellow
Terrific
with
players
blue
in that
zigzags
group,
on
and
it.
well done to the West Coast Warriors, and give them a big round of applause.
Definitely been a lot of changes to the competition over the last few years.
What will happen
gives me
with,
great pleasure
with
to
the Warriors? I
welcome
mean, is someone like Andrew
Stacey
Gilmore
Roswell,
going to
the
go on?
coach of the West Coast Fever. I spoke
Yeah,
to
well,
Stacey.
Andrew
Congratulations
Gilmore
on your year.
obviously didn't play
We're all
last
very
year because
proud
she
of
was
you.
over in
Stacey
Adelaide
Roswell,
playing
the coach.
in
The West Coast
their
Fever will be doing
ANZ
the
League, and
presentations.
so I think for the
We
West
have
Coast
the
Warriors
younger
to have
people in
her
the
back and
crowd
her
here
experience
tonight.
back this year
The
has been
ladies
important,
behind us, the life
they'll be
members
pushing her to
of
play
the
again
Perth
next
netball
year.
region. They'll be presenting the medallions, so please welcome them, ladies and gentlemen. So first up, Stacey will get you to help us with the presentations to the grand final umpires.
Very excited.
And of course,
Presenters down
Justin
there as well. I
Barnes,
think
good
they're
to
as
see you,
excited
mate.
as the
Up here,
girls.
Paul Ferguson and Natasha Tassoni. Would you welcome them up to get their medallions from Stacey Roswell for being the grand final umpires?
Oh, your coaches out there handing out the medals. And of course, we must mention too the All-Australian Coach of the Year for announced during the week. That's
Yes.
absolutely
Just stay
brilliant.
around
Yeah,
umpires.
not bad
we're
for a
gonna have
first year in the
nice
coaching
photo.
gig,
It's
is it?
all right, yeah.
There you go, jump in there.
Yeah. She
Have a
doesn't look
nice
like she's
photo.
got any grayer, so it can't
Look
be
this
affecting her
way
that
to Dan.
much. Give it a couple of years.
The grand final umpires.
No, it's good to
for
see
the
recognition
league.
for all the hard work that
Please
she's done this
congratulate
year
Justin
and in
Barnes,
previous
Paul
years when she was our
Ferguson, and
assistant
Natasha
coach. So
Tassoni.
it's nice to see her getting some recognition.
And she's a local girl.
Of course,
Queensland
tonight,
originally. She used to play for the
damn.
Queensland Fibers, but
We
came
had
over to the
a
West
WA netball
a long
WA
time ago
school
now.
regional
I'd
officiated his
say
night's grand
she's a
Bit
final.
West
like Sue
Australian
Gordon.
now.
Welcome to
Sue
the
told me that
upstanding
she's
Sean
now from
Higgs.
WA because
Les
she's now
Brady,
officially a
Studio.
local because she's
Yeah.
been living here longer
Exactly.
than-
I wonder how
Yeah,
long you have to live in WA to be known as a WA local. We've definitely adopted her as our own. She's never allowed to go back to Queensland, and I think
Next up,
she's
the most
just
valuable player
become
in the grand
engaged.
final.
So
We'll ask Stacey to
I
present
think they're
this
going to
award.
be setting up a life. And
And the winner
than. Here we go. We'll see how we win.
is Annika Lee Jones.
Well,
there you go.
The big goal shooter with the Mystic
Oh,
Edge arms.
it's not surprising because she was very good.
Congratulations,
definitely,
Annika.
and-
Photograph
She's quite
of a photo
looks a
with
bit embarrassed
Stacey.
by it all, to be honest.
A match-winning
She's a very
performance
humble
by Annika
girl.
Lee Jones. The
She
goal
played
shooter for the
fantastically
Perth
tonight.
Lions, Annika
Super
Lee Jones,
strong,
ladies and
very
gentlemen,
dominant. There was
MVP.
no defender that pushed her off her game tonight, so I think thoroughly well deserved.
Without any further ado, it's now time for the captain to come forward from the Perth Lions.
She
Madison
didn't
O'Regan.
complicate
Madison,
the game at all, did she?
come on
She
up.
knew what was expected
And she
of her.
says
She
a few
did it very
words.
well.
And we'll introduce her team to do the official medal presentations. Yes, thank you, Madison.
Hi guys. I'm very excited still. It's a bit flustered, but I'll get through this as quickly as possible because I know it's quite late. I just want to say, our comp this year really has come in leaps and bounds, and it really wouldn't be possible without all our sponsors. So, firstly, I'd just like to say, a big thank you to Healthway as the naming rights sponsor of the Western Australian Netball League. We greatly appreciate all your continued support, without which we really wouldn't even be here today. So, thank you very much to Healthway.
They do a great job
I'd also
sponsoring
like to thank
netball,
the Department of
especially.
Sport and Rec, Telstra,
It's very smart
the
of them,
Insurance
Smokey.
Commission of WA, alongside Scody and Mount Franklin Water, for their promotion and support of the Belt Up message this year. So thank you guys.
Another important message
To
too,
the
that
netball
one.
WA staff who devote much of their time to our game. I'm sure it wasn't an easy transition this year, guys. It wasn't for us on our end, but you made it seem effortless. So all your work, it really is greatly appreciated time and time again. So thank you so much. To our lovely umpires and score bench officials, I really just want to say thank you for your continued commitment. I mean, we might throw a few daggers and a few death stares at you every now and then, but without you, we really wouldn't be here. So it is most of the time forgotten how much hard work and training you actually do, and we just really want to say thank you. So thank you, guys.
Yeah,
And
the unsung heroes of sport,
and Tash for getting
the
such a
officials.
well deserved, guys. To the West Coast Warriors, You guys honestly should be so proud of yourselves tonight, and you really don't need me to tell you that, that's 100% sure. You guys really set the benchmark for this season with your gutsy defence and your precision attack, and you were the ones to beat. I, more than anyone, know that with these things there can only be one winner, so it's unfortunate, but you know, to Ealsey and the rest of the girls, we look forward to our rematches next year. They're going to be awesome, so good job guys, you really should be proud.
Lovely recognition of the opposition there. It must be such a hard thing to say after you've just won too.
It's tough, especially when you've got friends playing in the other team. You're excited for your team, but devastated for your friends.
Here, and especially on the side here. Thank you so much for coming down, especially to all our very late games. It's much appreciated, and you really did get us over the line tonight. So to all our supporters, families, friends, our 18s girls, our academies girls, our reserves girls, thank you so much for coming down. It's awesome. So thank you guys. You know, our club is really made up of wonderful people, and behind that is also really wonderful support. So I just want to say, you know, thank you to our sponsors, Pharmacy 777, or 777 as some people say, Uniforms West, Lawley's Bakery, and Pitcher Partners. Thank you for your continued support. We wouldn't be out here or on the court each week without you, so thank you guys.
A bakery sponsoring a netball team, that could be dangerous.
And Lawley's, it's a great bakery.
Yeah.
And our coordinator extraordinaire Judy, as well as the rest of the Perth Lions board. These guys are seriously like Energizer bunnies. The amount of emails I get every day from Judy, you're a legend. And everything you do really does help us to get on the court each week, girls. I mean, and the guys who are on the board too. Seriously, we can't thank you enough for your support. It gets us through the whole season. So thank you guys, you're legends. Now to my wonderful team. Andrea, Trina, Wardy, how exciting. All our sessions and hard work paid off, and it's not just from now. It's been 5 years in the making, as some of the girls said. So I can't, there's no words to say thank you for all you've done for us and the amount of commitment you give to us, as well as how much you push us each and every session we do. So I just really want to say thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
She's got 2 pages.
Leanne, who constantly kept
I must admit, it's not often you see
every day.
a captain with a prepared speech.
And to our godlike physio Simone, who actually kept us on the court in one piece this season, thank you so much, guys. I'm so proud to be part of this team. We were underdogs right from the start and faced all sorts of ups and downs and sideways and all God knows what. But as usual, we kept picking ourselves up and dusting ourselves off and fighting back. I really love coming to training every week, not just because, you know, we got to run around the court, but because we literally just laughed every single second and sledged each other to God's end. But we're still all best mates, so who knows what happens there. A special mention really does need to go to some of our teammates who show the real meaning of, you know, sportsmanship and teamwork tonight. It takes real guts to sacrifice your spot on the team. And I just really want to say I have so much respect for you girls, Emma and Mel. You're a bunch of legends. And you deserve a medal just like any single one of us. So here's a big cheer to them, guys. Wrapping it up, well, I guess they say third time lucky, girls. So here we go. We got it. We did it. It's awesome. I'm so proud. And I think I'm calling out your names now so we can get our medals. Yay. Ready now? All right. What did you say? Whatever I like. Okay. Our lead coach, Andrew McCulloch. Our assistant coach, Katrina Peggy. And our head coach, Lorraine Ward. Manager extraordinaire, Leanne Garoko. And physio legend, Simone Barker. To the girls, Ingrid Collier. Annika Lee Jones.
They're the most valuable player this evening, Annika.
Emma Ridley.
Sisters.
Stacey Barnes. Barnesy. Alice Coakley. Tessie Cransburg.
Alice Coakley had a good game tonight as well. She made several intercepts.
Yeah, I really liked her change out into goal defence. I think she was very effective out there.
I don't know, what's she got in her hair? Just a ribbon, or is it meaning something, or is it just a ribbon?
A ribbon.
Thank you so
Well, they
much
had
for
contributors
coming
all
out,
over the
guys.
court.
It's been
Just
Please see the
everybody
captain,
did their
ladies and
little
gentlemen.
bit.
Madison, Oregon, please get your medallion from the life members.